All right.
Oh, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Today is December the 28th. It's a Tuesday. It's the last Tuesday of the year, guys. So get excited. Let's get ready for another episode of the GrooveKart sessions with Frank Salinas and John Garcia. Frank, how are you, man?
If I was any better, I'd be you.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. So it's the last day of, well, it's the last week of the year, guys, and I know we're going to have a lot of interesting people in how to continue with the process with GrooveKart. So Frank is going to do a couple of things in the shadows while I just continue for the next couple of minutes. And then we're going to continue with the process and just going to just give you guys the best advice possible. Remember, if you guys want to have your comments appear in our chat here, in a StreamYard, you have to go to facebook.com/StreamYard so we can be identified. Hey, Rick, how are you? So we're going to start getting some people in. So let's get ready. So,
Yeah.
Frank, I guess you're going to be in the shadows for a couple of minutes. And then once you're ready, just let me know and we'll continue, right?
Yeah. And everyone watching, I'm just gonna go. I'm uploading the logo, the new one without the. When we first did it, we did it on the fly, and it had the watermark. So the new logo doesn't have the watermark. And I'm uploading a new favicon, which we'll show you in a second. But John's gonna get started. While I do that, I'm gonna go out of camera, and then we'll get rocking and rolling.
Perfect. Thank you, Frank. And well, guys, as Frank said, we are going to have an exciting episode today because we're going to continue working with the actual builder. Most important part of any website is that it has a proper design, the proper execution, nice graphics, very good products, and more importantly, the way to convert. So we're going to talk about conversions. We're going to be talking about also the few pages that you need to have ready in your site in order to have a complete site kind of ready for whatever you need for the next year. So I see a couple of good names now. I see a couple of good faces here also in joining us today. I have Dwight Perry, Rick. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're gonna have, as I mentioned, we're gonna have a couple of cool things to show you guys. And more importantly, we hope that what we're doing with Frank, it actually just gives you the energy and the momentum to continue with the actual creation of your store. So as Frank said, he's going to be uploading a new logo and uploading a favicon so we can identify our store on mycatswag.com. As you know, we've been working on that store for the past couple of weeks, and we will continue to do so. So as we actually get more people in, I want to tell you guys something. It's been a crazy year. We have tremendous growth with the company, and I think it's time for you guys to start using GrooveKart. I know we have a very good grade of users right now, but it's time to get it to push. We have to push more GrooveKart. We have to make sure that we create the impact in order to expand the product. And what I mean by that is we want you to tell your friends. We want you to, hey, if you have an idea, build the store for them or build them with them and split the profits. Pretty much just divide it 50-50 or however you want. Remember, if you're an upgraded customer, you have the ability to create many stores, unlimited stores. And also, if your friend happens to create a free account, remember, you can also join the affiliate group and you can get also commissions out of that as well. So don't forget that. So if you haven't started, if you're still thinking about it, and that's why these sessions, we decided to give it open because a lot of people join us accidentally and they want to know, hey, what are we doing? So for those that are joining us for the first time, we are just trying to give you a little bit of pieces of information. And for next year, from January 7th, actually for January 4th, yeah, I think this is January 4th, we're going to have a more structured but kind of casual process. We're going to just tell you what to do, what kind of products to actually add, and of course, the guidance that you need. And we're going to keep answering questions. So, Frank, should we actually just be able to get this on the road? Are we
Yes.
ready for
Go
it?
right ahead. Yeah.
Awesome. So let me just bring you back in.
All right.
And perfect.
So I'm gonna share my screen real quick and show you real quick what I did. And then we'll get jumping. We'll get right to jumping into the builder and pick up where we left off. Okay. So let me share my screen and
Perfect.
let's get going. And then you tell me if you can see it, and then you tell me if you see the store. In just a
Uh,
second, should refresh.
yeah, let's just give all the actual screen. By the way, guys, the link that you see in the front of you right now is streamyard.com/Facebook. Please click in there so we can identify you when you leave comments in the actual comments area here.
Okay, great.
So awesome, Alejandro. Thank you so much. Alejandro says, I can't wait to see the TikTok ad setup. So, yes, we are going to have that. We're going to have a lot of stuff that is going to be useful for you guys. Again, we cannot cram it all this in this year because the year is literally ending in the next 70 to 84 hours. So, we can actually just,
Yeah.
for the first quarter of 2022, will be very interesting. Frank, can you remove the actual StreamYard Facebook
Yeah.
comment?
Is it still on there? Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah, it's still on it for some
Okay,
reason.
how about now?
Banners. Okay, now it's out. Perfect. Awesome.
Okay, cool, guys. So now check this out. So let me we should be there it goes. Okay. So I just uploaded the new logo that John did without the watermark. So as you can see, it's now a clean logo. And then if you kind of look up there to the favicon, see where my cursor is? Hopefully you can see that. I have a new favicon and it's black in the background to make it easier to see. Can you see that, John? On the favicon, I have it there. It kind of reminds me kind of like Batman, right?
Yep, I actually kind of see it there. So it kind of looks like Batman, by the way. You do.
Yeah, so it's Catman, right? So, so that's that. I was just doing that in the background while John was talking, and we have a few more days of the year, right? We have 3 days to go. Listen, just because now there's two schools of thought: relax, take it easy, enjoy time with your family, and then there's another one where maybe you're relaxing, and then when everyone is doing their own thing, get back on it. How about that? That's what I do. My kids, 12, 14, and 15, when they get in their whole gaming thing and they want to verse each other on these games or Roblox or anything like that, guess what? They're done with me. We stop watching a movie. We stop doing whatever. I have time to go do something. And what am I going to do? Either work on something for my mind, my business, my knowledge, or go work on a campaign or put together work on a store. I have a store. Let me just be honest with you. I started working on it. I don't know, 60 days ago. And then I started getting heavily involved with GrooveKart even more. So it's been on the back burner. So now every chance I get, I go work on that store, right? So my goal is to lead with a small product that doesn't cost a lot and then upsell other things that are print on demand. So maybe in the future I'll share that with you. But we're going to use some of this with my cat swag as well. Lead them in to maybe something that's low cost and upsell them other things, or you can go right for for the jugular and maybe sell big things. Maybe you find somebody that makes, I don't know, custom something in your neighborhood, and they make 20 a month, and you make a deal with them, and they'll sell them to you for 500, and you sell them for 1,500. I don't know. That's just an example, making that up, but you just never know. Always have your antennas, like this, ready, just everywhere you go. When you go to the store, go to the grocery store. You One of my best selling shirts in 2015 was a shirt that I saw, believe it or not, guess where? At Walmart.
Walmart. I was
All I
about to say
did,
Walmart.
I mean, let's be real. All I did was I took that shirt, made it my own, put my own images, different font, and one letter difference. Meaning it was the, and instead of the word the, I put us or we. I forgot, but I can picture it. And it had to do with first responders and police, paramedics, EMS, EMTs, firefighters. That's what it had to do with. And the shirt itself at Walmart didn't have to do with them, but I took what I saw at Walmart and made it custom to first responders, and it made a lot of money. Right. So you always just got to have your eyes peeled, right? Antennas up, open, right? Be open to everything, and you never know. You're going to get an idea from. You could be at Jiffy Lube getting your oil change, and somebody walks in and they have a shirt, and you're like, "Wow, that's a funny shirt," or it just gets your attention, and boom, you have an idea. Yeah. And let me give you a little bit more of inspiration and excitement. In 2016, I wasn't doing as great as I've done in the past for business stuff, right? I had one idea because I was talking to John Cornetta and we're kicking back ideas. He was doing something, and maybe he'll share the idea or share the story one day. He had access to a print on demand fulfillment company, and he was one of like 7 people that had beta access. No one could access this company or this app. So I couldn't sell what he was selling in a different niche. But what did I do? I think I shared this a little bit, one of the other streams. I went to find somebody that made a similar item, and these were shoes. I'll tell you what it was. It was shoes. Now, I should have been smarter about it, but the shoes come in different sizes. So I wasn't anticipating some people saying, oh, they're too tight or they're too big. I wasn't anticipating that. I just jumped on it. I went with an idea. I sold a different shoe, but it was still a shoe. John was selling shoes from a print on demand company. I found a company on AliExpress that was making similar but totally different style. I went with that idea. I launched it. I went live December 31st, 2016. December 31st, after the Christmas, rush. And part of me was telling me, you're not going to make any money because everyone's done shopping. Well, let me tell you something. I woke up the next day, had a nice lot of sales, and that year, 2017, went on to do gross 1.3 mil and netted over $400,000. So, and that's taking away cost of goods sold. That's taking away Facebook advertising, virtual assistants, all this other stuff. And I kept it small. I didn't scale like crazy. John went on to make 4 to 5 times more than I did that same year. But let me tell you something. The power of masterminding is crucial and critical to your business. Find somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. Find somebody that you can share what's working for you, and they can do the same for you. Next thing you know, iron sharpens iron, and you're helping each other grow and boost your business. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. I just want to give you that quick little story. If you haven't jumped off the fence and upgraded to Groove, the whole platform, do it, because it's going to go to the monthly soon. So if you're still on the fence, get off the fence, upgrade, because before you know it's going to be monthly. So with that being said, as an upgraded GrooveKart member, you can launch one store every 7 days. Correct, John?
Yes. Actually, yes, Frank.
If you're free, it's one every 30 days. I believe up to 3, I think. Or what is it when you're free?
Correct. When you're free, you have to wait 30 days. You can create one, but it's actually up to 3 stores now. So we have to make sure, guys, that especially if you have a free account, consider the upgrade just for 2 simple reasons. 1, you're going to save money in the long run. And 2, while you're free, you're experiencing the store, you're experiencing the process, and you get to experience the whole platform.
Yes.
So, and you get to see the changes and the interaction that we're going to have, because GrooveKart has the ability to put any product in a GrooveSell page or in a GrooveFunnel, or even in the blog. If you want to sell in your blog, you can actually bring that piece of code and actually put that widget in. So remember, guys, Rome wasn't built in a day, but Rome wasn't built also at the speed that we're trying to build it. Yeah. And we're trying to build a very nice, a very incredible product that a lot of affiliates, a lot of marketers, a lot of professionals in the industry are looking at, to the tune of others copying us. I don't know if you remember what happened back in September, October, once one of our competitors kind of just announced that they're going to start just doing also shopping carts and stuff like that. So it's one of those things that's when you're noticing that the company that you're working with is making strides.
Yeah, and here's the deal. There, how many billion people in the world? Over 7 billion.
I
There's
believe
room
so, yeah.
for everybody, and our goal is to be the top choice for everybody when it comes to anything related to business, and that includes e-commerce. And let me not sugarcoat it. We got a long way to go, but right now, with what we have right now out the box, you can make money. You can start an e-com business. You can give people joy, put a smile on their face, and make sales. And it's possible. We had a testimonial the other day. Somebody commented saying, "Thank you for the training." They made their first sale with GrooveKart. I mean,
there you go. And remember, not only that, but what you and I are doing here, Frank, is creating a little bit of impact, and impact in a positive way. Why? Because we're providing you guys with ideas. Like Frank said earlier, you have to keep your antennas up, your eyes peeled, because you don't know where the next opportunity can be.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it because
No.
I was actually talking to somebody the other day, and the guy said, I'm very good working with wood. He's a carpenter. And when you mentioned the idea of selling a product for cats, I'm like, I remember that cats have these little things that they're like house cat
Oh, yeah.
thingies that they have different levels and they have passages and they're made out of wood. What if you got to talk to somebody that is actually local in your neighborhood, in your city, that actually does that? Hey, how much will you charge me to build one? And we're talking about just cats here. But if you can come up with one innovative product, maybe that is not so innovative, but how about if you create that and you color it in a way that it's actually very nice, or you put a different wallpapers and make it very pretty and very luxurious. So instead of charging $100, you can charge $150, $200, and you'll be helping that person that actually built it for you. They charge you 75, you make $30, $40, or whatever money that you want to make, but you're creating that. And with GrooveKart, you can do two things. You can sell it locally or you can sell it globally. You can
Mhm.
sell it globally because, yes, you can consider the shipping situation, you can consider the shipping cost, but you can ship it out. Or if you happen to be a free account holder and you need to take payments, remember, you can take the payments with the cash on delivery. So they order it in the website, you save it for them. When they come in to pick it up, you get the money. So think about all those things that creatively you can increase, your financial output and your financial situation.
Yeah.
Now, Frank,
Okay. Yeah. Let's
let,
get into it. You ready to get into it?
yeah, let's get into it. So, are you sharing or am I sharing? I believe you
Uh,
were sharing.
yeah, I'll share, and then we'll just pass the baton back and forth. I'm gonna go into GrooveKart. I'm already logged in, so I'm gonna
Perfect.
share my
So
screen.
let me add it to the screen. So, sorry.
Share screen, and then you'll see it in just a second. All right, you should see it right now. Okay.
All right. I'm added to the stream right now. Perfect.
All right, great.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna go into let me close my YouTube. I'm gonna go into GrooveKart, and then here, as you can see, this is where I was earlier. I uploaded the favicon and the logo. So now let's go into the builder. Okay. So we're gonna do work in the builder, and I want to finish this front page. Okay, guys. And so, real quick, in the builder, just know that what's coming soon is a beautiful template that's going to replace the one that we have now. So by default, you're going to have a beautiful template right out the gate to work with, where you can just change the words and then change the images and the and have a beautiful story right from the get go. So I'm going to change this right now, and I'm going to say, watch this. Let's see. Let's do the whole one, and see, this is blue. I want to match my color scheme, right? Boom. Now this says worldwide free shipping, or it says worldwide actually. So instead, let's make it it's a truthful statement, but we're going to say order today. How about, let's make it all caps. Order today and receive free shipping. Okay. And let's take out that and shorten it up. Okay. Make sure that everything's okay. And then I'm going to go here and select everything. And let's do 16. Should be good. Okay. And then if I wanted to, I can bold it. It might go on the second line. There we go. And then what was the support? Support at mycatswag.com, right?
Correct. Yes.
Oops. All right. And then that's it. I'm going to hit save. And then I have the website already on this side. So there you go. Order today, receive free shipping. So what does that do? Well, that creates something, what we call urgency, and it lets them know, like, oh man, I should order today because right now I'm getting free shipping. They don't know that tomorrow they can come and it'll say the same thing. And the reason why I point this out, because you have to strike while the iron is hot, right? I don't know the actual number, but typically it's very high 90% of people that visit your site are never going to return, probably 98%, if not higher. So guess what? The only time you have to strike is right when they first visit. So when a visitor sees this, oh, I'm going to get free shipping today. Right out the gate, you're already increasing your opportunities for them to order because you gave them an incentive to order, which is free shipping. All right, makes sense, John?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we left it on top because it needs to be prominent. Maybe you will use a different set of words for it, or maybe a different color, maybe a different
Hmm.
background, but make it prominent. And the best way to make it prominent is above the fold. The fold pretty much is right before the first half of the website where your hero
Hmm.
image is. And in this case, we have a smaller hero image. So right above the fold, as you can see, there's two buttons. One that says Shop Now, and then the icons that identify our products that are made in the USA, secure shopping, high quality, and 100% satisfaction.
Yeah.
And then under this, which we'll do in a few minutes, we're going to start adding the categories or the products that we have created.
Yep.
Why? Because you want to make sure that you showcase some of the products that you have. Why is that important? Because maybe somebody's just browsing around, they happen to stumble on your website, and they happen to like ads. So if they find something that piques their attention, then they're going to interact with the website.
Yeah. And
One, go
I'm
for it,
sorry.
Frank.
And in case y'all are watching, I removed the social media for this demo. I'm removing it because I'm thinking I want the people to be here, not go visit my social media. And later on, maybe in the training, I'll maybe put something here. We don't have Instagram or anything like that. So just assume we would put it here. You can put it in the footer. And basically what I like to do, I'll link to my Facebook fan page, my Instagram, and whatever other social media in the footer, because guess what? I'm trying to make a sale. I'm not. And another place to put it is if you wanted to in your follow up emails, like 45 days later, they get an email saying, "What did you think of your order?" or "Can you give us feedback of your order?" And then you can link to that in your emails. Right now, we're trying to make the sale.
Correct. And remember, most of the things that you're going to do in your store online is generate sales or at least the contact. So you need to have a newsletter um, space there so they can actually, in the event that they're interested in something or they need to send you a question or they like to interact with you, you always want to have a form there that people can put at least their email address or preferably their name and their email address. And
Mm-hmm.
if you want to push it a little bit, maybe their phone number so you can actually text them when a new product is available, or if they might probably have interest in something that they might have contact you, maybe a phone call is still is always good for any sales interaction. So now, as you can see, Frank is going now through the actual builder, and he's taking a look at the menus, and then we're gonna just take a look at a couple of things here
Yeah, and I'm just
in the
showing you
pages.
guys here what I'm doing is one way you can use the builder. And again, I've mentioned this before. I am no master designer. I'm more of a master marketer, meaning my goal is to make sales, and I'll outsource designing if I have to. You know what I mean? So this is a quick way. You see how you can see more of her, more of the woman in the. This is a quick way to, if you wanted to, without messing with, if you wanted to me it's not that important, but just show you, if I did this, this would be a big what they call hero image or whatever, and but I don't want to take up that much space. So this is my way of showing you how to do that. All you're doing is you're cloning some of these little sections here, the H4, okay? And but we're not going to do that for this training. I'm going to keep it simple and remove some of those, okay? And then we save. Now, again, if you have the resources, guess what? Set up your store and do the back end stuff, and outsource someone that can build this for you quickly as far as the look. If you're bootstrapping it, then of course spend the time to watch these trainings. But listen, if you have the resources, I like outsourcing this to somebody that's a pro designer and let them knock it out and save me, I would say, hours and hours and hours. But we're doing this so you can see how I would do it, someone that is not a pro designer. Does that make sense, John?
Yeah, certainly. And whenever you have help, just make sure that it is something that you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we hire help, it's like, oh, this is the best way to do it. If you like it, if you're sure that you want to just move with that specific color settings or that color patterns, go for it. But just make sure that it is your own, that you have actually put the little effort and identifying the colors, identifying the way that actually portrays your brand. At the end of the day, is your brand. So you have to protect it. You have to make sure that you respect it as well, and you keep it consistent during the process throughout the whole site. Now, as you can see, Frank is working in a couple of things, and as Frank works in those things, I do have to address two questions that have piqued my attention, and it's already 4:25. So, Frank, if you don't mind, as you work, I'm gonna just highlight
Sure.
those two questions so we can actually just make sure that I just cover them. So, I actually let me just make sure that I found them here. Susan Tracy asked, "Hi John, do the POD companies integrate with Groove Deliver in Europe or have a base in Europe?" Actually, they do. Susan, there's a company called Printful, which is the one that we are actually showcasing in this initial stage for this training. And they do actually fulfill from Europe. So I believe that what I would recommend is have you visit their website, which is called printful.com, which will want to add the link at the end, and you can actually see where the warehouses are located, and they also give you a little bit of information in how to order and what are the lead times. The lead time means how long will they take to actually to produce the article of clothing or the garment or whatever it is that you order from them, and where it's being sent out to in Europe. Also, I hope that that covers your question, Susan. Also, Terry Young says, have you already done training on the 10 setup tasks of initial launch of a store? Yes, we did. It was actually the very first episode. I believe if you look in our Facebook group, you will see the very first live stream that we did with Frank. That covered the 10 steps. You can always see the recording. It will also be in our YouTube channel, which is YouTube/GrooveCM. So you can actually see those there. And one last question, I believe. Let me see here. This is important. Mohammed Patel actually brought up this question, and this will be the last one, and then we will continue. How can we get around GDPR as the GKGDPR concern doesn't comply with current GDPR policies? Actually, it does, and I'm going to tell you where you actually just do that, Mohammed. I am going to share my screen really quickly, Frank, if you don't
Sure,
mind.
no problem. I'm
Let
gonna
me
mute myself
just,
so you don't hear me type.
perfect, no worries. So I'm going to add it here. I'm going to have my screen added to the stream. Now you guys are looking at my screen. And by the way, Mohammed, this is actually for you, so take a look at it. This is pretty much our store or 10-step process here. And what you want to do is actually go to apps. In our apps, you go to your app manager. If, let's say, your store is located in Europe or you sell to the European customers, what you want to do is activate the GDPR app within GrooveKart. We do have a specific app that was created for GrooveKart in order to kind of just make sure that we were compliant with the GrooveKart policies for the GDPR. So give me just 1 second, and as it loads up, it will give me all the apps. They're right here. As you can see, it is right here. Oh, just reloaded them again. Texture, Zapier. I believe it should be somewhere. I don't know why it's covering this. Do you see it right this here right here? It's on the app manager, GDPR. All that you got to do is make sure that you click this. Then you're gonna have a little wheel and it will show all the GDPR settings. So whenever your visitors come from Europe or from any other place in the world, they will see that, hey, this site gets shows cookies, and you see active GDPR, disable, and you can actually control this by allowing people to understand better of the settings and the reasons why. Ask for consent if you want to disable it for checkout or active on contact form. So if you deem necessary for your contact home form to actually be also included in under this app, you can do that. And the cookies banner. So the cookies banner will actually tell people, hey, due to the GDPR regulations, would you like to actually just allow us to use the cookies? So it is fully working for GrooveKart. So I just wanted to clarify that and make sure. Don't forget to activate the GDPR app in App Manager right above the actual settings icon. So I wanted to cover that, guys. So and I hope, Mohammed, you get that information. So hopefully you're gonna be able to, start working with your store there in Europe. Now, Frank, all yours.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop my chair. I just wanted to cover those two, three questions, and
perfect. And let me know if you can see GrooveKart.
let me just add it to the stream. Right now, we are looking at your card again. Yes,
Okay, perfect. So now, guys, real quick, I'm just going to cover some stuff here. And again, we're just trying to get up and running. And if I have an idea and I want to launch it in over a weekend, this is what I would do. I would come here, I would work, go from top to bottom. I go in the builder and I start with the homepage first. Okay. And then I'm working my way down. Very simple. And so I came up with this right now. Beautiful, comfy, fun. You underlined. We are a Florida based company excited to bring you more smiles every day with our fun, unique cat designs. We print our designs on high quality products such as shirts, hoodies, hats, and more, and print and ship them right here in the USA. Now, I'm not an English expert, but for me, that sounds pretty good. Now, all I'm doing is making it so that when they come here, who are these people? What do they do? Oh, they're Florida based. Okay, great. And so what I'm going to do is see where these little images are. I'm going to just go here to global elements and go to product list. I'm going to drag that right here now, and I'm going to take this section and remove it. And now select a product. Now we don't have a lot of products yet. So, but guess what I'm going to put there? I'm going to put other products. Let's see what we got here. So in other words, I would go like this, right? Now, I'm going to leave those like that and first put home is where the cat is. Let me do that one first. Okay, because we have one product. Okay, and then I'm going to pick the other ones. And this is very simple. And then I save. Why do I do that? Well, that way when I set up three more products, I can come back here and do what? Replace them. Okay,
exactly.
I'm just keeping this as simple, and then I refresh, right? And then we got this, and lo and behold, there that is. Okay, keeping it simple, keeping it like super easy, and then we got this last time. So again, I'm going from top to bottom. So I want to make sure. Guess what? This mock-up says cat mama. That's one of our designs that we need to set up because we have home is where the cat is. And then this mock-up has what? Cat hair is my glitter. So that's two products I know that I have to set up. Does that make sense, John?
Yes, and not only makes sense, but also remember, guys, the more products that you can show unconspicuously, meaning that if people don't see them, but unconsciously they, oh, I like the background. Do they have that?
Mm-hmm.
And just for because of the message, so the people will be looking around for that specific product. So there's sort of ways that we can use in order to promote other products. So and what's like Frank said, don't get too caught up on the text. What you want to do is perhaps for SEO purposes have a couple of words with the word cats, with the word player if you're selling, let's say, uh, t-shirts focus on video gamers, or sports t-shirts. You can always have a couple of keywords for that, and we will have a full episode on SEO and how to properly have a
Yes.
well done homepage as far as of SEO. But this is the basics. This is how you get it started. Because remember, what we want to do here is get to an MVP as soon as possible, a minimum viable product, so you can actually get started. And as the other person that actually sent they wrote in the group that they sell the first product with GrooveKart because it is possible. So just don't let those little details hold you back. Get started, put some products in, and if you have was one single store, it's much better because you're dealing only with one single product. But if you have more, it's more options that you will give to your customers. Now, as you can see, Frank is actually working on the actual um, testimonials, or pretty
Yeah,
much
and I'm
things
gonna
that
touch
customers
base
say.
on that. Can you hear me?
Sure, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So what am I doing? I am speaking my store's future truth. Does that make sense? These testimonials are not going to be very specific. Like I ordered the cat mama design and loved the no. I'm speaking future truth in this. What is it? If I start making sales, does that tell you that they love the design? Yes. Great
Certainly.
customer
Yeah,
service. Who's in charge of customer service if I launch a store and I'm a solopreneur? The
that's you.
person,
Yeah,
me. So I'm doing is speaking future truth. You see what I mean, guys? Don't ever think like, oh my God, you're being dishonest. No. And then guess what? Once you start making sales, you can turn on the we're gonna turn on the review app so that and then we can set it up so that you only allow 3 stars and up. And then the ones that are not, let's say they're 1 or 2 stars, you look at those and you use that as feedback to make improvements. Is that making
correct.
sense?
Yeah, and you know what? This is a great part that you're touching right now, Frank, because a lot of people tell me, but just put in something that is not true. So like it's not really that it's not true. It is you are actually tuning up your mindset for those things that you want your customers to actually read about your product. It's like, I don't know if you guys remember when Amazon started with products, everything was relying heavily in their reviews. So people were starting just dealing with reviews, and as more products started going into the whole Amazon spectrum, now it is one of the actual reasons why people buy in Amazon. The reviews, like, oh, they go, they analyze the brands, and if they have to search 5, 6, 7 different brands, they will do it. But the second step is never the first step. They go always for the brands that they like, but the second most sought after option is the actual reviews. So help yourself at the beginning, but as you go along, offer some sort of opportunity once you interact with your customers to give you a good review. Like, hey, sorry you're having a situation with your order. We're going to make sure that is actually fixed. If you happen to have any issue, or if they like the product, recognize it as well online. If you see somebody that left a review and said, "Hey, I love my cat T-shirt, and I would like to get another one." Hey, no worries. So use this coupon; it will be 5% discount, so you can come back. And guess what? When you offer a discount or a coupon, people used to tell other people where they found that discount. I mean, it's in the human nature to say, "Hey, guys, I got this for $20 less. Who wants it for this amount? Because I got it for this, so it will be only nice if I can share with the people close in my circle." And of course, they will get some. They will get to save some money. Use those same tools. Make sure that you communicate with your customer. Hey, you have the ability to do that, and you can do it in GrooveKart, because you do have the option to create the actual coupon codes, which we'll be creating in the next couple of in the
Yeah.
next couple of sessions.
So I just I'm gonna touch base on something that I was adding. So okay, guys. So remember when you're doing the homepage, and let's say you're not a pro designer, if you have the resources, I say get somebody. We also have Groove Agency. If you want to hire Groove, we can build you out a store. So just keep that in mind. But if you find somebody in the group or something like that, if you have the resources, then outsource it. But if you want to do it, I know when I first started, I did everything right, and then I started learning to trust other people and kind of micromanage in the beginning until you know they got it, and then let them fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And this is GrooveKart training, but we're doing our best to incorporate just a little bit of things that me, John, myself, we've learned along the way doing this solopreneur, entrepreneur, scaling, doing e-commerce, running your own business, things like that. And hopefully, some of these nuggets, when I'm sometimes. I don't ever want you to think I'm rambling. I'm trying to give value here so that you can apply some of these things to your business. So as you can see, we did this before. Our products do not contain, we're trying to keep it fun. images of dogs, puppies, or anything that might offend your feline friend. You'll love the soft and comfy shirts, hoodies, and other apparel we offer that will showcase your love for cats. Fun design, secure shopping, guaranteed shipping, and 100% customer satisfaction is our goal. And again, we're keeping it fun. And what am I saying? I love the designs, great customer service. I found this store through an ad and am glad I found it. I have two cats, and some of these designs really touched my heart and put a smile on my face. Thank you.
There you
All
go.
I'm doing is this is future truth. Items arrived in about 12 days and was happy with my purchase. I love cats and I'm happy with what I received. Smiley face. So all of these, they're unique. The first person put it in all caps. I'm just trying to keep it natural and flowing, making it look real. Not all the same font, not all the same structure, not all the same voice. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, John?
Yeah. And you're doing, I mean, the second one, it was profound. It was kind of touchy to a sense. So that's what you want to do. You want to just try to appeal to different people, try to appeal to the different spectrum of visitors that you're going to have. Like just Dry Perry says right here. My designs get a ton of good reviews on Amazon. I still find it weird because I don't consider myself a designer. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll be surprised the stuff that you're going to get as feedback. In the
Yeah.
same token, if something is negative, we have to learn how to deal with the negative feedback. The best way to do it is if you don't want to showcase it, there's no problem. You're gonna keep it in house. You're gonna keep it in your for yourself, and then still contact the person that might have left that bad feedback and said, "Hey, I'm sorry you had a bad experience, but how can I make it better?" They will tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, I happen to run the service department as well. I have in the past working with large corporations. I Most people don't know this, but I used to work for the service department at T-Mobile back when they were VoiceStream and OmniPoint here in Florida. When they initially acquired the company, they were VoiceStream, and then Deutsche Telekom purchased VoiceStream. And I used to deal with a lot of angry people because I lost my cell phone. And it's different sets of mindsets when you're dealing with people because you don't know your customers until they order something for you. And I compare a good relationship with your customers when they complained. Once you get a complaint, you have reached a milestone because you are providing a service. Now you're active. It's like one of those things like you don't know how to ride a bike until you fell for the first time. That's the way that I notice, like, oh, I'm selling now online. So when people give you negative feedback, own it, embrace it, and improve based on that. Like, oh, the colors came out horrible or this and that. Since we're dealing with print on demand, always communicate and try to establish a relationship with the actual manufacturer. Why? Because they will help you as well. It is only in their best interest because their products are the ones that are hitting the market. So you're just a channel. You're just the designer and providing the channel for their products to be out there. So it's in their very best interest to help you out and resolve those things. But
Yeah.
use it wisely.
Yeah, and I'd like to add based on feedback. Let's say you have four in a row and they're complaining about something that's legitimate, like, oh, my design was way too like say this one. This says OG, right? Original Groovester. But what if I got it and it was down here? Well, then if you got three or four in a row that said something like that, now you got to go look at your designs, how you have them set up in Printful, and then you might say, oh my God, yeah, you're right. It's not positioned properly on the product template. So you have to look at, you have to be ready and actually open to receive all feedback because you might just figure out and discover that something's not right in your design. Okay, guys. So with that being said, I want to show you something, John. If you could just touch base on something. I'm going to go find one more design and I'm going to show people how to use Placeit real quick to make a mock-up one more time because I'm going to use that mock-up to put it in the designer and show people.
Perfect. And guys, if you are wondering, okay, we're talking about. Oh, I gave you the wrong. I actually got the wrong solo layout. Sorry, Frank. So if you guys are wondering, you guys are touching so many things in so many different directions. It's because we try to keep it casual and we try to go with the flow for this initial stage. For the next ones, we're going to have a more structured idea in how are we actually going to function. And we're going to need your help. So if you have an idea or a question how we can improve these sessions for the better, let us know. This is what we're talking about, interacting with you guys, because at the end of the day, you are the guys, you are the ones using the product. But in the meantime, I am going to actually answer this question because it's being itching here in my screen. How do we get traffic to the sites? Hope is not a silly question. Dolman, there is not a silly question ever. The only silly question is the one that you don't ask. You always ask, especially when you have the opportunity to do so here in a live. So, how do you drive traffic? There's many ways that you can actually drive traffic to your site for free. One, you can create a Facebook page. Just by creating a Facebook page, you can start inviting your friends, your family. Two, believe it or not, and I have tested it, it works wonders. Just create a small email to your contacts. Like, hey guys, I just created a store. This is an idea that I have for the longest, and I'm working with it. And I hope you guys will take actually a look and send the email to your friends or your family. I sent when I built my very first store, and this is actually back in somewhere around the 90s when I used to sell the cell phone accessories. My first clients were my far family. I mean, I have family in Europe, I have family in South America, I have family here in the United States. So I just created a small group of emails. And back then we didn't have the mass email services like MailChimp and Aweber and all that stuff. I just sent one by one because that's what we had to deal with. Then I actually, so you have your family and friends, you have Facebook now, and then even for free, you can create an Instagram account and showcase your products. Just an image of the products. Click the link on bio to purchase, or buy, click link on bio. So there are many things, and we're gonna have more on that. But free traffic, always rely on your family and your friends. Try to just start it that way, and then ask them, "Hey guys, share this with somebody that you might believe that probably buy my products." Facebook is one great to start. And forums. I know forums. A lot of people tell me, "Oh, but forums don't work anymore." Believe me, forums is a good piece, depending on the niche that you are. Forums are directories of a specific interest. Let's say you sell drone parts, or you sell drones, or you sell whatever it is that you sell. If you go to a conversation and you happen to know, hey, I need a piece for my DJI drone that I actually broke, or I need a replacement camera. Those are the comments that you're looking for, because you can say, hey, I actually sell this, or I know somebody that does. And let me tell you something that is funny, but it will happen and it will work. Once you refer somebody to a very specific website, whether you know them or not, just by the law of attraction, that same person or maybe somebody else will actually tell you or ask you, hey, what's your website? Let me check what you have. Remember, if you do good, it will come back to you. And that's been my motto for the past 25 years. Once I discovered a lot of things, once you do good, it will come back to you,
Yeah.
and always helps. So those three, as I said, forums, Facebook, and a small email list to start, it will be a good way to start in your process to get a free traffic, Dolman.
Yeah, and just to touch base on the traffic, like John mentioned, Instagram is free, Facebook is free, right? You can do what John suggested. Instagram, you can just start putting, let's say it's about cats. We could, if we wanted to, make an Instagram account all about cats and put funny cat videos, funny cat images. Sorry, um, and guess what? And use the power of tags, hashtags, right? And it
Yes.
could say hashtag funny cat, hashtag cat life, hashtag cat mom, and then you start using 3 or 4 or 5 hashtags. You got to Google what's the maximum, what's the minimum, what's the sweet spot. I'm thinking somewhere between 3 and 7 hashtags. I think. Don't quote me on that. But every time you post, you upload, you use the power of hashtags. I've helped somebody before, and I told them, listen, if you have more time than money to put into the business, then guess what? You got to trade that time for making the posts, for making, like right now, I just started a new thing where I try to make videos almost every day for me, for my kids, for anyone that cares to listen to me. And it's one of those things that it's so easy to do that it's very easy not to do. And I had someone that I helped, and I told them, listen, if you have more time than money, then go on Instagram and post daily, daily,
Yes.
daily, daily. Decide if you're going to do 3, 4, or 5 times a day. And every time, maybe you're cooking while the meat's in the oven, or you're at Jiffy Lube, or you're at the doctor's office, right? Or you're picking up your kids at school and you're in the line. Guess what? That's time that you can put into something for you and your business, right?
Yes.
So you start posting. No one's going to follow you for the first who knows how long. But guess what? You keep going, and through the power of consistent action, you can start generating traffic. It might blow up. It might turn into a page that starts getting, oh wow, I got 1,000 followers this month, or 1,000 followers in 2 weeks, or whatever that might be. You won't know unless you do it. What they say before? What's the phrase or the thing? When's the best time to plant a tree?
Don't
20 years,
remember 20 years ago.
20 years ago, or today, right? So come on, you know what I mean? So that's one way. We're gonna actually show you how to run a TikTok ad. I'm not an expert at TikTok, but we're gonna do it together. Okay, I've only done it a couple times. Now, maybe Facebook. I don't know why, because Facebook CPMS are so high. I don't want to tell you Facebook's the only way to go. We have Google AdWords, we have TikTok, we have Snapchat. We're going to experiment with some of those. Maybe don't quote me on that, and don't hold me to it. Maybe I'll have one of my friends that's an expert and friends of Groove, who's a Facebook ads expert, and maybe they'll share with us a session. Maybe don't quote me on that. Don't hold, but maybe remind me in a few weeks. Who knows, right? I can show you, but I think right now the best way to go is TikTok, Snapchat, because that's where everyone is, and the CPMs are less right now compared to, let's say, 2017, 2016. The amount you're going to spend on running ads on Facebook is going to be way more compared to it was years ago. Why? Because there's just that many more people. And right
Right.
now with TikTok and Instagram, it's cheaper. Now, here's one way, a manual thing, and I'll let the traffic go. You can reach out to influencers that are in the same niche as your store. Hey, do you do paid promotions like shout outs and stories? And they'll tell you their prices. And you got to email 10 to 20 of them, direct message, before you get people back. And some might take a week to get back to you. But that's how I've found people that were posting for me and this store that I had with a friend of mine for $50 a day. We were spending 50 and making back like 1,500 gross. So we're spending 50, making back 700 or so. No, 600 net. Would you spend 50 to make 600 net? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and not only that, but those are a little bit more on the influencer end, which for sure, depending on the right influencer, will bring you traffic. However, I'm going to share my screen now because I remember two gems that I used in the past that I have used and I will always be using to do a couple of things. And let me just show it to you guys because I think you'll find a lot of value through this. One of the things that I use a lot for my designs here is Pinterest. The reason why I mention it here because I just remember that I use it a lot for the long term. Because remember, Pinterest is just a collection of everybody's um, not only what they like, but what they're all about. You can find anything in here. So with the right keywords, once you create your Pinterest account, let's just say I like to have cool cat stuff. Cool cat stuff. Let's see what comes up. If you
Yeah.
happen to sell cool cat stuff, like for example, look at these beds. Look at these little beds for the cats.
Yeah.
Who says that you could not create a free Pinterest account and add another cool product? It could be a t-shirt, it could be a mug, it could be a little tent for your cat. If you sell stuff for drones, if you sell stuff for electronics. So this is another great source of free traffic because you create your account and then once you create your account, you just link your products. Let me see what account am I using here.
Yeah. And while you're
Yeah,
doing that, John, also want to touch base. You can use Pinterest for research. Type in
exact
funny cat t-shirt, and let's see real quick before you. before I forget, funny cat shirt or funny cat t-shirt. I used to use Pinterest for product ideas all the time.
Yeah, look. I
I mean,
mean,
come on.
it's endless. And here's one thing that I believe that people forget. You don't necessarily have to copy somebody's work. And I personally look, definitely, I will never do that. But we actually believe in the power of ideas. And there's many ideas here. OCD, obsessive cavity disorder, for example. That to me is a pretty cool t-shirt, for example. There's many ideas that you can get. But in the same token, you can also take a look at products. For example, if you take a look at this image, this will make a pretty cool sticker. Right here, for example. Very simple.
That's a
It-
shirt.
it's a shirt, but look, for example, this is a sticker, for example. This is a mug.
Yeah, and
This
guys,
person,
there's no copyright on phrases. Typically, don't quote me. I'm not a lawyer. Look into it if you want to. But what you can do, get inspired. You use different image. You use different font. You use to make it totally unique, and boom, the sky's the limit.
correct. And
Never
remember,
copy.
guys,
Never
yes,
copy.
we are not condoning
No,
copying or try to trademark infringement because that's
no,
what we're not about.
no.
What we're all about is using creativity to actually make something better. So I love this one. I don't know about you, Frank, but avocado. I love this one, for example.
That's
I
fun. I
mean,
never. Yeah, that's
that's
fun.
I have never seen that, and it just caught my attention.
Yeah.
But just start thinking of what other fruits or words or sentences can actually rhyme with the word cat and
Hmm.
make it fun. I mean, this is a unique, definitely a unique design. And if we look about it, there's probably many avocado shirts that has cats on it, but with a different font, with a different image.
Change the cat. Make the cat look different. Use different
Exactly.
font. You know. Make it
It's
instead of this one's vertical, make it horizontal.
exactly. And the last one, so we can actually wrap up the whole situation with the traffic, because traffic is the lifeline of every single website, is Reddit. I use Reddit for a lot of things, not only for getting information, trends, but also if you go into a couple of things that, let's say, at shirts, let's see what we get. Supernatural. So you get a lot of things. So you can see that 16 days ago, and these are just posts that people actually send out. But if you actually go in there and you go into the actual show me the cats, for example, thrift store cats, you can actually join in, log in, and show a picture of your product. There's always a way to get the free
Look at those.
traffic. So these are good sandals. These actually Bob's Cat shoes and Goodwill. So because you see everything is related. This is actually thrift store cats. So
Hmm.
these are products that you'll find in a thrift shop regarding to cats. So
Yeah, and like shoes. You see that little shoe? It's a casual shoe. It's the Tom style looking shoe.
yeah,
Remember, Printful does shoes, and you can do shoes in Layer app. You might get inspiration from doing research. And I'm
yeah,
thinking cats. Whatever your store is going to be about, go to Reddit, go to Pinterest, go to Redbubble, go to Gearbubble, go to anywhere, all the Etsy, go to these marketplaces, get inspired,
yes,
get ideas, jot stuff down. Let me give you a perfect example. I know somebody that's doing well selling a blanket for dog owners, and it's a super simple blanket. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's so simple, and mostly men are buying it. Okay. And it's like, how many dog owners are in the United States? 60 something percent of the United States worldwide. Who knows how many? And we said in cat owners, I think is what, 42. I don't know. It's a big number.
it's a
40,
big number. Yeah,
it's a huge number. So, depending on what your niche is, use all these platforms to get inspired and to do research. Never copy. Don't do copyright stuff because you're barking up the wrong tree. It's not worth the risk. And just be smart about it. Don't just give somebody a design to a designer, say, hey, make me that. No, put your own spin on it, your own twist, your own version, and don't copy, because you wouldn't want somebody just copying your stuff either. I've had it before. Sometimes they say it's, the greatest form of flattery is someone copying your stuff, but I've had that happen more than a few times, and that's why marketers don't share, especially e-commerce. E-com marketers typically won't share their store, because
Yes.
they know there's people that are just watching, like, oh, okay.
And a lot of people have actually misconstrued that, like, oh well, if you're making so much, why are you teaching us how to do it? I mean, in our case is because we actually are part of the team that actually built the platform.
Mhm.
And I am not knocking down anybody out there, because everybody, in my view, in my personal view, every person that I have interacted in the past 16 years have actually offered me something of value that I've been absorbing in the past and make the products or the ideas that I have. So just use everything, use every single piece of information that you're gonna get, be creative, and actually just try to make the best store that you can. And Frank, right before we wrap it up, I just thought another one, and I'm sorry, because once I get in that train of thought of
Yeah,
free
yeah, no
traffic,
problem.
I believe that free traffic is one of the best and greatest inventions for any site owner. But I believe, let me see, are you guys? Let me just show my screen again,
Mhm.
right here.
Oh.
Look at this, Craigslist. But here's the deal with Craigslist, guys. Craigslist will not allow you to add the full link to your store. But guess what it does? It creates curiosity. I actually did an A/B testing with a product back in the day with uh, Teespring, and I just created a Bitly code. I don't know if you know what
Mhm.
Bitly is,
Yeah.
but Bitly is this things right here. So you can actually do shortcodes. And what I did was I created the shortcut, and I made it. I custom. Let me see. Why am I not logging into my account?
And you just gave
Ooh,
me an idea. I never used Craigslist for mining for data and for getting ideas. You used it for traffic?
I use it for traffic,
Wow,
and
look at that.
the way that I did it. Let me see if somebody does, because you see, for sale you can find anything. And here, for example, you have apparel, or let me see if it's clothing. I think it's
Might be
clothes and
clothing.
accessories right here. You will
I
see
know.
that people have actually images in their. For example, here you have this, and in the description they have give me a call or something, and here in the contact info they have their website, but in the .com they just give a space, so it
Wow.
will
Okay.
not pick, and people are, or they tell just copy paste this word into your browser. So
I never thought about that.
it
Craigslist.
actually works, because guess what, a lot of people go here still. Craigslist is one of the things that, to me, I was surprised when I did it, because a lot of people are still look here for deals. So, and it could be a good source for free traffic, depending. And you have, the good thing is, like, you have categories for everything. You have, let's say you sell sporting goods, so there it is, you have a category that you can put your product, just a picture, just put a picture of of your product, and then in the picture just put www.yourstore.com,
Yeah,
and
you can
people
make
gonna
a
click.
yeah.
Exactly. As you create that curiosity, oh, I like that, but oh, I cannot click on it. Oh, in the picture, do they have any information? Oh, you know what, let me try to type that website, and people will actually, you'll be surprised. And I tested that, and I remember, and this is the beautiful thing about this session, because as I remember, I can actually share the ideas, and I could probably have more, but due to the time constraint, I'll be sharing more as we go along. But
Yeah.
that is a good option also, you guys, that you want to try.
I'm gonna share my screen, John. And yeah, that's a good thing. Now you got me curious, because you could make posts and then put your website as a watermark on the images, and then you might not have the link in the post, but it's on the images. So
Yep.
that's another way. Especially like for our example, it's perfect because it's short and sweet and it's memorable. My cat swag, right? So
And not only that, but if you make it with a bitly, you can make it bitly dot catswag, so that they don't know, oh, it's probably a .com or whatever. No, they just do that, and
mhm.
people will go. You'll realize that once you start testing. And also testing is important, guys. Just test whatever free traffic, free source traffic is giving you the best results, so you can then thinking of adding. I mean,
Yeah.
right now I'm exploring even the possibility to add in Hulu. I mean, I received an email that now Hulu is opening a platform that will allow you to actually advertise with them for their programming. So imagine the ability that we as e-commerce owners will have if we can tell people, hey, if you have Hulu, you can localize it to the point of your vicinity, your city, or nationwide.
Wow.
And yes, of course, it's going to be a cost, but for what I understood in the beta program, it's actually just $500 to start. So
Wow.
if you have that, if you want to take your store to a whole new level, I believe all these new streaming channels are going to embrace that. And if Hulu does it, I won't be surprised if we're seeing a couple of GrooveKart stores in Disney
Netflix.
Plus,
Yeah.
Netflix, all these other companies. That's the future, and I know we're gonna see. I know for a fact that as soon as I get my Tijuana store ready, I'm gonna try to push the whole Hulu fact because it is going to be surprisingly good.
Yeah. And you just brought up something that made me think. Like when I was doing, when I had that store, I sold it after my divorce or during my divorce. It did such a good job for me in my business, and I was only advertising on Facebook, and I was only retargeting on Facebook. I probably could have did John Cornetta numbers, and if I would have did retargeting all over the internet, if I would have implemented Google Ads, if I would have done all these other things available, I was just advertising only on Facebook. So
Yep.
never, if you have a store that starts doing well, you have a channel, you're advertising through, let's say TikTok, and it does well, start doing, listen, take your money. If you're making a good profit, take a portion and decide I'm going to put 10% back of all profit back into advertising
Yes.
or whatever that number is. Let's say 20%. Every $100 net profit, I'm putting 20 back into ads. And next thing you know what? Let me try Snapchat. Let me try this Hulu thing that John Garcia talked about. Let me try, I don't know. I made an extra 20 grand this month from my store. You know what? My thing is for the general public. Let me go get a $5,000 banner on the side of I-55 going towards downtown in Chicago. 5 grand. I mean, what if we just, I mean, think about it. It's like around 5 grand, and I put it on I-55 going towards downtown. How many hundreds of thousand people drive
Oh,
through that?
it's
And it,
millions of
it
people.
could be our logo, and it says mycatswag.com for all female, for all cat lovers, whatever. And you know, use your money and don't be silly. When I first got started with this whole online marketing, internet marketing in 2007, I quit my job, but I would sometimes just blow all my money instead of reinvesting all my money. And that's what I see a lot of entrepreneurs do is you get excited, you start taking the wife out, the husband out, taking the kids out to the movies. Oh, you need this, oh, you need that. And then you got to pay yourself first. And when we're talking about e-commerce, you got to pay your business first. And you need to take some of that profit.
Yes.
And maybe I've seen some people really aggressive in the beginning. They take all of the profit and dump it back in because next thing you know, you build a machine that you cannot stop. You can't shut it off. And that's
Right.
what you want. And don't worry about, but Frank, John, it's only me. Well, if you start making 20, 30, 40, 50 grand net profit, wouldn't you think by now it's time for you to get some help?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
So,
Remember, it's always good to think of how beneficial the extra $50,000 will make the difference in your life. Because trust me, some of us have lived through that period. Like when you make a big sale, when you get a great month, when you realize, holy cow, I do have
so
extra
easy to
money.
spend it. So easy to spend it.
Exactly. So it's easy to kind of lose track. Always have that rule. Some people have the 20/20, the 40/40, the 20/40/60. I think it is. But find a formula that works for you. If you make an extra $300, put $200 aside for you, for that's your earnings. Let's just call it that way, and then $100 towards advertising. If you started with the free traffic and the free kind of just situation, now you'll notice that when you add traffic, the best way that I can describe this is take calculated risks. You
Yes.
don't want you don't want to go all at it in a single source. I mean, when I started Facebook, I had ads running for 250 a day for 10 days. That was $25, and that $25 converted to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500, because those are the calculator risks that you need to learn how to take. And hopefully we'll have one of those experts with us during this next year, and we're going to have more people that is going to talk about free traffic, about how
Yeah.
to bring people,
And
and maybe one of the influencers. Frank, it would be great for one of the influencers to be with us, and I would love to have John Cornetta here with us also, because
yeah.
he will also bring a wealth of information
And Matt
to these
Serralta.
sessions.
I mean,
Matt,
people don't know Matt was like the mastermind behind was it
PrestaShop.
PrestaShop? People don't
Yeah,
know that. I didn't know that, and then I'm like,
Matt, yeah,
man,
Matt Serralta was the CEO of PrestaShop, I believe from 2007 to 2012, I believe. It was around that time. And funny enough, we were speaking about that this weekend, and when we were talking about, he asked me, "Hey John, where do you see Groove in the next 5 years?" I'm like, I see a lot of people following us are growing. And he asked that question because he said, when I started working with PrestaShop, the company was just the first time in the United States, and he grew it from, I believe it was 50 million to close to 120 million, and then he brought it to 300 million. So this is the kind of people that we have behind our software. The great minds, Mike Filsain, John Cornetta, Matt Serralta. In the marketing end, we have Donna, we have yourself, you have a lot of other great people that work.
Simone, yeah,
Simone. So we have a big human capital that has invested a lot of time to make sure that Groove, within the next 2 years, within the next 3 years, it's something that I know for a fact is going to change more lives that already change. Because, as you said, we're not perfect. We're not there yet. We are in the process. I know there's a lot of people saying, yeah, this is not working. This is not for me. And that's what I tell them. This software might not be for you at the moment. Just wait. Give us a
yeah.
chance. Give us 6 months. Give us another 3 months, because we're coming out of beta in February, March. So once you see the value that amount of money when you decided to join us got you, then you cannot compare with the amount of money that you're gonna make,
Yeah, and
because
there's
people have made the
already
money. Exactly.
there's already people that are making a killing with GrooveSell and Groove Pages.
Yep.
You know, I mean
Even in
that.
GrooveKart.
You know, there's people making money with GrooveKart, and hopefully, maybe when we're done with the store, when we're done with my cat's wagon, we run traffic and we make the first sale. Then guess what? Afterwards, maybe we'll have a session where me and John are just say, okay, think about this, and we're just giving you ideas to write down so that you can go back and say, oh, because these are like a brainstorming session. Maybe we'll do that when we have everything completed. We make our first sale, and then
Yep.
we can have a brainstorming session where it's not technical. It's just us. Hey, ready? You got your notepad? Okay. And then we're just giving you, okay, take a look at this. Here's a checklist. Always think about this. Take X amount of percent, and think about that. Oh, you got to go here, collaborate. We're giving you all these ideas, and we'll do that after
Right.
we've done all this. Maybe we bring on some experts before this is done to show us maybe Facebook or something like that. And guess what? Everyone's going to benefit that implements these things right now, because the people that take action are the ones that start seeing results versus
Yes.
getting too perfectionist and taking. Right now we're taking a long time because it's a training every week. But when you want to set up a store, you can set it up in a day. You can set it up in 3 hours if you really want to.
Right.
Why? Because you've done it enough. You already know what the bare bones minimum that you need to get going to launch it. You have to have everything legal set up right, your support, your can spam compliant email, all those little things. And coming, mark my words, my goal before first quarter is done 2022, and it's a big one, is 15 minutes setup for one product. That's
Yes.
my goal. 15 minutes setup from start to finish, from the moment you click to log in your admin dashboard. with that being said, let's go to place it. I'm going to show you how to do this quick mock-up, and we're going to knock out the rest of the homepage hopefully in the next few minutes. Are you cool with
Perfect.
that now?
Let's do it, Frank. So
All right.
let's just let me remove my screen here so you can actually bring up yours. And
All
I'm
right.
at it, right?
Let's see.
Perfect. So let's just get the full screen here. So guys, this is place it, and Frank, take it over.
All right. So you see me there? Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an image, and I already got one in my device, and we're going to go here, and there it is. Cats are my favorite people, and we hit crop, and that's a little low. So in place it, I recommend you upgrade. It's like $100 a year. You go here and you just move it up. We're going to move it up right there, and it kind of snaps to the center. If you move your mouse, boom, it snaps it to the center. And then boom, there it is. That looks good to me. Maybe let's do one more. Let's move it up a little bit and then crop. Okay. And then let's make the shirt. Let's do, let's make the shirt color. Let's go with a pink. Okay. I'm kind of being stereotypical here, but let's just make it pink for the sake of this training. And then we're going to download it. So I'm going to hit download. And we're processing it. And I'm going to use this design. Hopefully it's big enough to use in the builder. So I'm going to click to download. There it goes. Now I'm going back to the builder. And then now you see this picture with this cute little kid right here. I'm going to go here. And I'm selecting the 2-column element right here. And you can see there's this image, right? Cute little kid. I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to upload the other image. And then I'm going to show you one more thing you can do. So it's uploading. Okay. Now, that looking good so far, Mr. Garcia? And so watch, I'm going to show you something. Here, coming in first quarter as well, is image optimization for all pages of the store. Let me shoot straight from the hip right now. On GrooveKart, it optimizes the product page images, okay, but not the home page. So you always have to be aware of what you're doing and don't upload a super huge image. Now, let me give you a really cool website, and let's see. I'm going to go here and I'm just going to search for it. Optimize image online. I'm just going to go here, and is this it? Let's see. No, that's not it. I'm going to find it real quick. What is this called? Image. Oh, here it is right here. I have it open, but I just want to. Okay, so there it is right here. Imagecompressor.com. And it's here. It says Optimizilla. That's funny because we have.
I hope you remember, because I know that you were going to. I'm like, oh, he's not going to optimize Zilla because that will be funny. And
Yeah.
you just filled it up.
I like using this one because it hasn't stopped me. I did like 7 in a row one night when I was playing, up to 20. Look at that. So this is cool, especially for just your homepage, because you can optimize with GrooveKart right now the product page on your store, but not the homepage. So you don't want super bulky images. So I'm going to upload this one. All right. And then I'm just going to, it automatically starts crunching it. And what I mean by crunching is optimizing it. It takes the image. You can't see any different with the naked. Excuse me. You can't see any difference with the naked eye, but when it comes to your website load time and speed and the size of the image, look, it went from 4 megs to 1.1 megs. So it reduced it by 73%. So it basically, this one image is going to load 3 times faster. Okay, guys? So then I can go back and I can re-upload. So always, right now, when you are doing the homepage, optimize your images first. So I always want to point that out. Soon in quarter 1 will be image optimization, which in turn will help your store load faster. And we're going to put some fail safes in there to where maybe you're uploading, like me, a 6,000 pixel wide 4K image, and it gives you an error like, it's too big. You know, go do something about it. And we're also going to have auto optimizing. Okay. So this one, look, changing the lives. So instead, we can say something like showcasing love. I mean, I just thought of that right now and I misspelled friends. Your friends. Okay. Showcase. How about showcase your love? And if I could spell love right, showcase your love for your feline friends. Okay. That's it. And guess what? I'm just going to remove this. You could put other stuff here. Or how about this? How about this? Do you have an idea that would look awesome on a shirt? Let us know and we'll give you 10, how about this? 20% off your next order if we add it to the store. Okay? This is, I mean, very few people are gonna take you up on this offer. But I mean, think about it. Showcase your love for your feline friends. Do you have an idea that would look awesome on a shirt? Let us know, and we'll give you 20% off your next order if we add it to the store. Okay? And I put store.
That's awesome. I
Okay,
have
now,
actually used that before, and it's a great way to engage with your customers because there's always people buying your products that might be artists. So
yeah,
it would be a great way to actually offer an incentive. And not only I did this, and this was one time I made a mistake, and I ended up spending more than I should have. But I actually gave them, I believe it was 15% off of the next two orders. And on top of that, I sent them the t shirt that they created for free. So I
mm,
kind of overdid it, but it was a good way for me to try to see what creativity wise my customers were all about. And they surprised me because we did ended up selecting a lot of good designs.
yeah. So here and next time we come back, I'm not going to do it here, but we're going to make her show entirely, just because I don't. This one because it's showing her neck, right? And this one it's okay because to me you can't see it, but I think for this one I want to show her smiling. Okay. Um, and we're going to save some time because I know it's been an hour and 20 minutes. And the last thing I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to the builder and show you. Now you can connect the email marketing with Klaviyo and MailChimp as of right now. Okay. So we're going to say join. Actually, let's say become a VIP and get special deals, discounts, and be the first to know about GrooveKart.
And you know what, Frank? Change the VIP for a CIP, a cat important person.
CIP, okay. And let's see, become a.
And you know what, guys? Just for that little fact, once we release this, people, what is a CIP?
Mm-hmm.
Then once they receive the email like, "Hey, welcome to our CIP program with cat important person," you are actually entitled to get this discounts or just get information. You will see how changing things creatively will attract people. That's one of the key that I always want to showcase in my stores because when you kind of just create something different out of the norm, people tend to kind of be interested of what is that? Why is it saying this thing? Why is it moving this way? Why is it showing me these different things? So creativity in an e-com store is definitely important. While Frank finishes up there, we have two questions that I'd like to address and one comment by Dwight Perry. Dwight says, make sure to use colors and shirts type on the mockups that you can get from the pod supplier. So that's important,
Yes.
guys. Whenever you create the mockups, make sure that you're picking up a couple of colors and a couple of styles that actually resemble the closest the product that you're actually trying to sell. Why? Because then it will show originality, it will show equality, and not only that, it will keep your store looking professional. So make sure that you do that. So that's a great recommendation there, Dwight. Dwight's been following us for the past 2.5 years, 3 years maybe. So it's great to have you around, Dwight. Always good with your recommendations. And one question by Omar. Omar asks, what if you're selling two different products from two different pot suppliers? How would the shipping and fulfillment work? Would the products arrive separately? Yes. Let's say you work with Printful and you work with Tscape. Tscape is a local company, so it is Printful. However, the shipping times may vary. So, as I mentioned earlier, always keep a good relationship with your provider. So he said, "Hey, I have an order that came in the same day, but it's two t-shirts from this. Can you tell me when they might arrive?" They will say, "Yes, this order will be ready in 3 days." And then Printful will tell you, "Hey, this order is being submitted. It will take 4 days." Then you can set expectations. You can send an email to your customer and say, "Hey, Mr. Customer, your order will arrive, let's say December 29th and December 30th. Please let us know if you have any question." Remember, it's all about setting the expectations. When you have a customer that is ordering from different sources, always keep them informed. Once you share that information, people will appreciate the fact that you are tending to them and to what they need. So always be on the lookout for that. And one last question right here. I am going to be doing a mug store, but it won't be only coffee mugs. Printful is not ideal for this type of mugs, but Ecom would be. Is there any update on the progress for this integration? That I
What's
gotta leave
up?
it to Frank.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Frank.
Okay, yeah, we're actually that's a first quarter goal of ours. So things are going to start actually this week with getting the first thing, our developers talking to their developers, and going from there. So it is coming. So I know you want it as bad as I want it. So don't worry, you got me in your corner. Actually, that's too big. So I'm just adding. I'm adding the address and things like that. Kind of boring stuff, but it's got to be done, right? So and then I'll save it. And this thing with this error, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we're live. I haven't seen it when I'm working on my stuff. I never see that error, so I'm not sure if maybe it's I got too much stuff in the background or what. But as far as that little thing to wait, so have no fear. I'm going to let the developers know that that happened so we can see why that's happening. But so real quick, I might give some more love to this footer um, simply because you can always do more, right? But I mean, the footer, when I'm driving traffic to campaigns, I mean, from campaigns, I, I, for me, the marketing in me, the marketer in me, make sure everything works, make sure everything's all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. But I don't spend a lot of time on beautifying like a footer or anything like that. Now, if you're very heavily involved with, like, let's say you create all your designs and it's a store for your showcasing your artistic ability and stuff like that, and you have rich, deep, beautiful photos and all that, and you want to add some special stuff, by all means, when you're in every one of these sections, you can add things, you can change things, you can, let me just show you, you can make things like this, you can go like that, right? And then maybe, oh, okay, I see that this is not the same format, so let me go over here. All this is editable. This is the beauty of GrooveKart. There's a lot of stuff you cannot do in Shopify that you can do in GrooveKart. And I know that we've been here an hour and 30 minutes. Let me show you something real quick. And you can still see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, we are.
Look at this checkout. We haven't done nothing to this. Now, you want to keep it clean and very simple, but you cannot look at what you can do. You can edit all this stuff. You cannot do that in Shopify unless you are on the $2,000 a month plan, which is called Shopify Plus, I believe. You cannot do this. You cannot go here on Shopify and say, oh, you know what? Let me go here and let me add some sort of other product. You can't do that. You can do that here. Okay. You can go here and add, like, I don't know, let's say you wanted a video from our founder, and you could go and you can add stuff like, I don't know, let's just say we added it here, right? And then it could be a video. Hey, thank you for visiting my cat swag. I just want to say thank you in advance for making your purchase. Blah, blah. You can't do that in Shopify. So this is some of the beautiful things that I get excited about every time I'm working on a store or something for myself, or a client from Groove Agency. It gets me pumped up, gets me excited. And it's one of those things. Oh, sorry. It's
You
one of
just
those.
got me writing, my
Yeah,
friend.
I know. It's one of those things that gets me excited because you can't do a lot of stuff on Shopify in Shopify that you can do with us already right out the gate. You can, like one of our members did. He saw the training, he took action, he made his first sale, one of many. You can do everything you need to do to start making sales in e-commerce. You can do it with GrooveKart. What I said earlier, don't think that you can't start a store and launch a store and start making sales. You can. Now, do we have improvements coming? Yes. Do we have developers working on making everything faster? Yes. Do we have all this stuff
Yes.
coming with integration partners? Yes. But right now, as it is, you can launch your store and you can do it in a day, in 3 hours or less, if you really want, especially if it's like one product or one design, three or four different versions. Like, let's say you're an artist and you have 50,000 followers on Instagram, and 30,000 on Snapchat, and 60,000 on TikTok, and you're an influencer, and you have this thing that you always say and everyone always uses it. You can get that made in a design and launch your store with that one design, with the shirt, with the hoodie, with a dad hat connected to Printful. Launch your store and start selling the merch with that one design. And you can do that in less than a day. You can do it right now. As a newbie, you can do it in 3 hours or less with one design, three different products. You can do it. I know you can.
Yeah, and not only that, guys, but if you're creative, even if you're not that creative, you can do one thing: look for trends, look for events, look for things that are happening. And now I'm gonna do a shameless plug for my store, because I
Yeah,
want you
there you
guys
go.
all done, because
Oh,
I'll
while you're
long
doing that, I'm sorry, John, to cut you off. While you're doing that, Rick asked, "Does GrooveKart work with GrooveMail?" That's slated for
I
that's
believe it's
coming.
quarter 2. Yeah,
I don't
it is.
Quarter 2. That's coming. It makes sense. Why wouldn't it? Right. So, and I didn't know Donna's here. Now I'm getting nervous. We got the. I was afraid to say with the cat's away, the mice will play. Now the mice got a little nervous. I'm joking, by the way. So, with that being said, Donna made perfect sense. We were talking the other day. She says a product should be a product should be a product. So, one of the things coming is for this year, 2022, is you're going to be able to just integrate whatever you got on GrooveKart with GrooveSell, and it's going to be seamless to where if you're an influencer, if you're a coach, if you have thousands of followers, let's say you're teaching divorced men how to get back on track and how to be successful, and you have a following and you have people that buy your course and mindset and all that. Oh, and you're helping divorced men, and I'm just using this example because I'm divorced. Okay, and you have these people that buy your course. But guess what? You have a bunch of shirts that say, life doesn't have to end a divorce or whatever, something
Right.
funny or whatever. And you can be able to implement that to where when they buy the course, you upsell them the bundle, which is a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a ball cap, a dad hat, a trucker hat, whatever. And it has that phrase that you always say that kind of is like the theme of your group, right?
Right.
It empowers men or whatever to keep on moving and not to feel like this or that. And you can do that. And that's coming to where you can be able to set up your funnel and Groove Pages and GrooveSell, and then you can just boom, integrate something from GrooveKart, and it works seamlessly to where it takes care of fulfillment. It's all connected, and that's coming in 2022.
Right. And as I mentioned, one of the ideas that I wanted to show you guys, let me just see if I can see my screen here, is the current events. I mean, I know for a fact a lot of people made a lot of money thanks to the pandemic. And we cannot hide from that fact
Yeah.
because Some people, they talk about it with humor. They talk about it with some sort of spiciness to the whole thing. I decided to do one T-shirt that, funny enough, every time I wear it, no matter where I am, I get some people commenting on it.
What is that?
Like, it's right. There's actually two of them. This one actually is called "You're Mute,"
Uh-huh.
and I actually happened to wear it in the GrooveCon event, and I was at the elevator, and a couple of people said, "Hey, I love what you're doing that," because they were all marketers. I was like, "Hey, where do you get that?" I'm like, "Actually, you can get it at tijuana.com." I'm like, "Hey, man, I love that name. Is that your store?" Like, yeah. So I start talking to them. They actually happened to order it a couple of weeks ago, and it's based on trends that are happening.
I
For
like that
example,
shirt. I love it. It's funny.
and for example, this one, and I think I sold twice, or I think I have sold two or three of
I like the
these.
beer one.
This one actually is one of my favorite too. When in doubt, zoom it out.
Yeah.
It's just a saying like, okay, if you don't know who you're gonna meet, just do a zoom. Zoom it out. So it's words that you can create, guys. Remember, by
That makes
just
perfect sense now.
adding now that, okay, okay, yeah. So what if I now doubtful of the people that I'm gonna meet that they don't probably take care of themselves or whatever, zoom it out. So
That's fun.
and there's another one. Let me see. And I call it quarantines, by the way. And this is the level of creativity that I put in my work. And the only reason what I'm tooting my own horn here is these ideas came about out of nowhere. Just thinking about the situation,
I'm
just
gonna go
thinking about
shop on
what
your
we're living.
store. Sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna go shop on your store. I like the t-shirts.
Look, for example, I love this one. I don't know if you remember, this T-shirt made so much money. I do my own stunts for several years back in the day. So I thought about it, and I do my own zooms.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
funny, man.
funny, it's catchy, and it's just saying, guys. So, and we all have the ability to do this. It's just a matter of sit down and think about it. What can I say that is funny? And put it in a T-shirt. Worst comes to worst, you didn't sell one, but you know
Mhm.
what?
It's there.
Is there. And when, let's say, an influencer might like it, it's like, hey, I'll send you the T-shirt, but help me out to promote it. Let's say one influencer, I do my own Zooms. Of course they do. They're influencers. They do TikTok. They do videos all the time, but they also do Zooms. So why not? So ideas like this will definitely make the difference in your store. So again, if you want to
Yeah.
chop around,
And
and
John, I'd like to add, guys, think about this. If it can go on a shirt, it can go on what? A mug,
anywhere, a mug.
a sticker. It can go almost on anything. And that's what your perfect upsell, your
Yep.
perfect downsell. Remember what we talked about before? Do minimum of two upsells. Why? Because if they say no to the first thing, the downsell is the second item in line
Right.
in the one click upsell feature. So guess what? 2 to 4 max. I wouldn't do more than four. You know, to quote Mike, feel same. You know, you don't want to send them through one click upsell. What do you say? Upsell hell. You don't want
Right.
that. So I would say
Yes.
2 to 3 is a sweet spot. 4 if you're getting aggressive, but don't do more than 4 because you don't want to have them walk away from your store with a kind of like a bad feeling. You know what I mean? You want them to be happy, excited, enjoy the experience. 2 to 3, I think, is a sweet spot for upsells because guess what? If they resonate with I do my own Zooms, chances are they're going to buy the mug. I mean, it
Yeah.
just makes perfect sense. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
especially because they're gonna probably use it in camera, and it's gonna create that engagement, that curiosity for people. Now, Frank, if you don't mind, let's just jump into a couple of questions
Yeah.
because I see a couple of names. Jim Evans, he's also been one of the original backers. Actually, interacted with Jim before. Please show how to remove the countries you don't want to send in bulk. Not at the beginning of your series. So, Jim, that will take a little bit of time. So, I am going to address that question personally via email. I have your email. So, I'll address your two questions because I know you have another one that says, please show how to make shipping correct if you ask for the free shipping over 99. So, I will send you videos, but I am going to also add these two questions for the sessions that are going to be corresponding to what you're asking, which is shipping and also the country selection. So I'm gonna make sure that I put that. That was actually what, when Frank caught me writing, I was writing those two questions so we can address it for everybody at a better time, because we kind of just went over for like good half an hour what the time that we have allotted.
Yeah, and for this store, we decided to go with free
Only United
shipping,
States, exactly.
and we agreed that in other sessions we're going to actually be covering like for shipping alone will be just one training.
Exactly. It will be a one long session. Now, and Paul Jones also, Paul, great to see you around, man. Also, another original backer. Is there a way to change the size of a logo? Because no matter how big I make it, it stays small when I upload it. I will take a look at that, because I know that your stores, I don't know if it's Nicarta or any of your other stores. I'll take a look at it as well,
Also,
and I'll treat it in one-on-one case.
and also take a look at something as simple as the clear transparent space around your logo. So let's say your logo is this, right? This well, you can't see it. This G. If you have a lot of transparent space around it, that's going to take up space on your store. So you want to keep in mind you can crop it and get rid of all the clear space. So it's just a little bit, a few pixels above, below, and left and right of your main logo. Okay, guys, so take a look at that. That might fix your problem.
Right. Also, we do have one last question here. Timonacci Glass says, "What print-on-demand company do you use for the shoes in the original Groove merch store? Looking
Oh,
for good white shoes." That was actually
white shoes. Well,
Frank. I'm drawing a blank. Layer Up, right? That was actually Layer Up. So we are actually working on improvements for Layer Up, and I know Frank announced it a couple of weeks ago. So we're gonna keep bringing you good news, because we're gonna have those back better than ever. And you're muted, my friend.
oh, sorry. So what I was saying, actually, my son walked in, so I was like telling him to give me a few minutes. So with that being said, yes, Layer is getting the back end. You're going to see it's getting upgrades where we have a new fulfillment partner that's coming on board. And in the beginning, you won't see anything different. However, the quality's going to be improving, and also the production time is going to be decreasing. And then on the front end, you'll start seeing. But Layer app on the back end has a new fulfillment partner. John Cornetta worked out the deal with him. I actually know the guy. He's worked with John for like almost 10 years. So the quality, let me just state this real quick. If you've ever ordered anything from Pillow Profits, the app that's available only on Shopify, I try to get Adam to, give me a shot, but haven't heard back from him. The quality of Pillow Profits is really good. So with that being said, the quality of Layer, the people we're working with have access to the same factories. Okay,
Nice.
so just
That's
I'm excited
awesome.
about that. So yeah, it's good stuff.
And guys, something to actually, I'm gonna just bring up this comment, because Dwight says one of my biggest seller was only 3 words and took me about 5 minutes to create. That kind of said things. And I want to bring another one, because somebody just wrote, "I'm stealing ideas from Jones' store. Please go ahead." I mean, I
Get
believe that,
inspired,
yeah,
inspired,
being,
not
yes,
stealing.
yeah, and you know what? As I said, not copy the same T-shirt design, but use the same ideas, because ideas are free, guys. Ideas and action. Look at that.
So
The
this could mean original grandma.
original grandma. Oh my god! Yep. And guys, actually, that came from one of our staff, right? Actually, was
Yes,
Samantha.
Sam. I was telling
Samantha.
her, I was going to make a shirt that said, what did it say? Oh, GrooveKart G, and it's a play on words because GrooveKart has a G. But I was laughing because it could stand for gangster, right? But marketers, they like it's funny because I remember being at an event and they played like I don't know one of those songs about being a gangster, but we talking in terms of just being good, being like no one can touch you because you're that good at your marketing, right?
Right.
So I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna make a shirt. This is GrooveKart G, and she's like, how about OG, like original Groovester? I'm like, oh, and then I showed Mike Phil Sam, and he loved it, and then now that's where the idea came from. So
I actually got a design for the shoes. I'm waiting for the shoes that I ordered, the sample,
oh
because
yeah,
those with the OG all around will look super cool. So
yeah.
Stay tuned for that one.
And by the way, guys, Mike has a favorite design. I just added it today because I thought about it. I knew there was something I had to do for Mike, and all it says is bleep. So I'll let Mike, when he gets a chance to elaborate on what that means to him. But it's one of his favorite designs. It's on the store now. If you go to groovegear.com, and it just says bleep down the side instead of groove, and on the back it says GrooveCM.CM. So we're having fun here, guys. We want to see you win. We want to see Groovesters, the Groove family, let us know, hey, guess what, guys? I put in work on the weekend and I watched the videos, and now I got a store up and it's for grandmas, and I made my first 10 sales. That's what we want to hear from you.
Yes.
We want to see you implement what we've been teaching, come back, and who's to say a year from now you're not on here as a guest showcasing what you've done with GrooveKart? How cool would that be?
Yep.
Imagine that.
Everything starts with a single step, and I think it was I don't remember the name of that quote, but it says every single journey starts with the one single step. So start walking, man. Start just doing it. Start just to design. And I think we're gonna wrap it up because it's already an hour. It's 45 minutes, and we're having too much fun. But it is the last live of the year, and we want to make it fun. We talk about literally everything. Even the first lady of Groove, somebody called her right now, Omar says the first lady of Groove was in the house. So that's awesome to have Donna around, just paying attention. So thank you, Donna, for being here with us. It's always appreciated. And to every single of you that every single week try to just, take some time work with us and listen to us. We appreciate that. And I know, at least in my end, we'll see you next year. For sure, we're going to have more episodes like this. We're going to have more structure. We're going to have more information for you guys so you can actually have your stores going and you can actually get started. And thank you, Pete, to actually correct me on that quote. 1,000 miles begin with the first step. So that's what I was looking for.
Hey, John, I think this is what I'm going to do. Okay, we know it's the end of the year. I'm going to commit. What's today? Tuesday? What's New Year's Eve?
Today's Tuesday, December the 28th.
How about on Thursday, if no one has anything scheduled, if David Lemon or anyone else, Simon or anyone scheduled, I'm not going to tell you what time. This is going to be a bonus session, and John, you're welcome to join me if you want to. We're going to commit an hour to just different places you can go to get ideas. How about that?
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm down.
And then giving you ideas of how to use that site. Like earlier, we talked about Pinterest. We'll mention it again. And then we'll just go and so that you know how to mine for data, how to get ideas, how to get the wheels turning, and how to get excited. Because one thing that I know, when I got excited about something and I don't let it go and I go and do it that day, guess what? It's usually the best profit makers when I have that idea and I don't let it go and I just go do something about it right then and there.
And that's when things happen. That's when the magic happens. And don't forget, guys, another thing that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. This would be, I know a lot of people were expecting this, but we're going to have the sessions also in Spanish. And that's going to happen some days in the first quarter. And then we're going to just get the structure because I know that Groove is getting such a popularity down in South America and other Spanish-speaking countries that we decided to bring it up a notch and start to do the training in Spanish. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So if you know anybody that speaks Spanish, or if you happen to be here today and you speak Spanish, just put a big heart or a big I love it, or yo quiero GrooveKart.
Yeah, and John's going to be leading that. I speak Spanish, but not 100%. It's more like 95%, and I speak Spanglish sometimes and
Spanglish.
So I'll let John lead the charge, but I'll be there for color commentary and being a silly person every once in a while, and it's going to be fun.
All right, guys, and being the awesome person that you are, Frank, as always, thank you so much, man. It's always a pleasure to share, this time with you and do this because at the end of the day, it's value that we offer to all of our users. Guys, also to you, much success for this 2022. I am not sure. I'm down for what Frank said on Thursday. I got to take a look at my schedule because we got to wrap a lot of things up still. But if I can, I'll put the hour in and we'll get actually to you guys on Thursday. But on my end, guys, have a great, happy new year. Much success for 2022. And Frank, any last words?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for being here and for being part of the Groove family. Let's make 2022 the best year yet for your business, for your family, and look forward to being with you on Thursday. It'll probably be early because I know the New Year's coming, people ramping up things for the family. It'll probably be early. I'll let you know, John, and it'll be 1 hour, just 1 hour of just pure ideation and getting the ball going so you can get 2022 going before the year even gets here.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, gentlemen. I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you later. I just got my tongue twisted, but ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Thank you, Frank, for the great hour, and we'll see you around.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Bye bye.